Is tracking important on a GLP-1 weight loss? That is a question that a lot of people ask. And today I'm going to give my opinion on whether or not I think it's important. Hi, my name is Rachel and I am on a GLP-1 weight loss. I am just took my 8th shot, so I just finished up my 7th week. And so at the end of the video, I will give my stats on my weight loss from the beginning, from just being on 5 milligrams and this week. I am on 5 milligrams of Zepbound. I will be moving next week to Tirzepatide compound from Mochi, and I do have a Mochi link down below if you're interested. Okay, so is tracking necessary? I have been on diets most of my life, most of my adult life, I should say. Since I was probably about 17, just, Weight Watchers, calorie counting, low carb, Atkins, all that good stuff. I've tried most of it. And tracking has always been important to every diet that I've ever been on, except for Nutrisystem. Nutrisystem wasn't important, but every other diet I've been on, it has been important to track what you eat. And I hate tracking my food. I absolutely hate it. I don't like writing things down. I don't like having to weigh and measure, but I think that's why a lot of the diets failed for me, is because I would track the first couple of weeks and then I would think I knew what I was eating and I would continue to eat according to plan, but I really wasn't, because I was not weighing, measuring, and tracking. Now, this is something that I know for me has become a stumbling block. I think of tracking and I think diet. And it's something that I've had to overcome in the past couple of years mentally for me. I've had to sit down and go, track is important for my health. I need to know what I'm eating. I need to know what I'm putting in my body. So for me, tracking is important. I still hate weighing. I still hate measuring, but I have to do it. I have to do it. I know people out there that are fine and they don't need to track. They don't need to write down what they eat, and they are doing wonderfully. I, on the other hand, start to either put too much or not enough food in my plate to meet my nutritional goals. So if you don't know, my nutritional goals set forth by my doctor is 1,300 to 1,600 calories a day, 130 to 160 grams of protein a day, and 21 to 25 grams of fiber a day. That is something that I like the range. I like that it's not, no, you have to have exactly this amount. I like the range. The range is good for me because I know on some days I will get more protein and some days I will get less protein. So having a range is a little bit of freedom to me to eat and maybe not be as specific in my tracking. I've always said I've done better if something is pre-portioned for me. Like once I remember doing a lean cuisine meal where all I ate were frozen foods, for lunch and dinner and, that kind of thing. But I know that helps me. Like I can open a carton of yogurt and it's going to have exactly a serving size in it. The problem is one little carton of yogurt is too much for me. So I feel like I waste it. So tracking, is it important? Honestly, it really depends on you. What kind of person are you? Is it something that's a stumbling block for you? If tracking is a stumbling block for you and you think that you can, scoop up some yogurt and know what you're eating and you're fine and you can maybe mentally remember. I know, I go grocery shopping with my daughter-in-law sometimes and she's sitting there and adding up groceries in her head. And we get to the checkout and she's like, it's going to cost this much. I'm like, how do you do that? I don't remember things. And so I can't just mention. So I have to have things either written down. And I have to say the smartphone has become a godsend for me, especially if I can scan things and it tells me exactly what I'm eating. So I use an app on my phone. Right now I am using the Me Again app, and I do like this app. It's a good app. I can monitor my shots. I can monitor my protein, everything. The scanning portion of it is a little, I'll scan something and it'll give me the correct nutritional information, but the name of the item is totally wrong. So when I try to go back and find it, it's not what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll have my Atkins Strong Shake and it'll just have it listed as a high protein shake with fiber. And I'm like, ugh, I need so it's a little weird in that area, but everything else I absolutely love about it. So I love having an app just for the sake that I can scan the barcode and it's going to pop up all the information and it's going to tell me. But I have to tell you what, I am a pencil and paper girly, and I find I do so much better if I actually handwrite it down. There's something about forcing myself to handwrite it down that allows me to remember what it is that I eat. So I have to handwrite. I have to make sure that it's written with a pen, my eyeballs see it, and I know exactly what it is I'm eating. It also is a lot easier when I want to go back and say, okay, I did really good this week. What did I eat? You know, and so tracking that is important for me, especially on this journey. And with the Zepbound, the Tirzepatide, and the GLP-1 lifestyle, you're not eating as much. So you really need to make sure that you're getting the protein. Protein is my number one. Fiber is my number two. Calories are my number three. I have not lost any hair. I normally shed a little bit. My hair is normally very fine, very thin, but I've not noticed any heavy shedding coming out yet. I'm still on week 7, just started week 8. So, you know, I do notice that, you know, my hair is doing good. I do drink, you know, collagen. So my collagen's probably helping. You know, I am getting a lot of my protein in. But I tell you what, I know that tracking can be scary. Tracking can be a bother. You know, the trick to tracking is to finding what you like. And some people can use their heads. Some people are good at looking at food and saying, this is a half a cup. I'm not. I'm terrible at that. I'm horrible at that. So for me, I have to write it down. So is tracking important? It is up to you. What is important to you? Can you just feel like you've ate enough? You've had enough? You remember your protein intake, and so you're like, hey, yeah, I think I've had enough protein for the day. I'm doing good. You know, if that's you, oh my gosh, I wish I were you. I wish I could just look at my foods and say, oh yeah, I've had enough today. I've had enough protein. And it's weird because now I'm not tracking to make sure that I'm eating less. I'm tracking to make sure that I eat enough. And that is just mind-blowing to me. It is just a new territory for me because I'm so used to saying, oh no, I don't have enough calories for the rest of the day, so I can't eat that. Or now I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to get more protein and calories in. New territory for me. I am so not used to this. So I need to make sure I'm getting these things in. And it's, like I said, it's just mind blowing. So I need to make sure I'm getting my protein in. I need to make sure I'm getting this in. So yes, tracking is important for me. For some people, it may not be. But you need to find what works for you when it comes to monitoring your intake of food, when it comes to being on a GLP-1. Can I track everything exactly? No. My husband and I had fajitas last night. I had a couple of bites of rice, a couple of bites of beans, 3 strips of beef, a tortilla, and some chips and salsa. I have no idea what else I ate. Like, what was that? I couldn't measure. I didn't bring out my scale. You know, because right now I'm just kind of eating, and then I was like, oh, I can't even take. I left half one fajita just off to the side because I just couldn't handle any more bites. And so new territory, but the key to tracking is to finding what works for you. What is the way that you track the best? Some people it's just mentally, hey, I've got to do this, got to do this, got to do this. Some people it's sticking to the same foods every week, every day. And you know that I'm going to have breakfast and it's 64 grams of protein. That's what mine is. I'm going to have my yogurt cup in the afternoon. That's going to be about 20 grams of protein. So that right there is 85 grams of protein. I mean, that's pretty darn good, you know. Protein bar in the afternoon's going to up me to about 90. So I need to make sure dinner has a good amount. And then sometimes I'll drink a protein shake in the evening just to kind of boost up that protein. So, I mean, I guess I could kind of do mentally, figure it out. But for me, it was because I was eating the same thing every day. So I knew exactly what I was getting. And, but I still have to weigh and measure to be accurate. Do I eat it all? No, sometimes I don't. And I have to say, okay, yeah, according to my chart, I had this much protein, but I didn't eat it all because I don't want to force myself to eat, because I'll get sick. I will get sick on this medicine if I eat too much. So I have to make sure I do not force myself to eat. So anyway, so tracking. You have to do it in the way that's best for you. You have to find a method that works for you, that will keep you on target, and make sure that you are following through with that. And for some people, that's not tracking at all. Some people can just I can't do that. Okay, so here is my totals. Okay, so let's talk about this week. This is my third week on 5 milligrams. I took my 4th shot today, so next week I will be starting compound. So let's talk about totals. This week, I lost 2.4 pounds. This has been my best week so far. I am thrilled with this week, thrilled with it. Very excited about it. So that's just, I had some stresses come in, but I've also had some stresses go out. So I think the outgoing stresses have helped me. Okay, 3 weeks on 5 milligrams, I lost 6.2 pounds. Not bad, not bad. That's more than I lost my first month. And the total, 7 weeks, my total is 11.2 pounds. So I hit and passed the 10-pound mark this week. That was exciting. I stepped on this scale and I was like, yes, I passed that mark. So exciting. So I hit that 10-pound mark. I just have a lot more 10 pounds to go. But I'm excited. I am so excited with this 10-pound loss, 11.2 pound loss so far. So excited, so excited. So anyway, that is this week's total. I will be with you guys next week. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next week. If you are on GLP-1s, let me know. How long have you been on it? How much have you lost? Let me know this. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm hoping to come out with a little bit more short videos with just a little bit of tips, a little bit of tricks on what you can do to make this journey a little bit easier. We are here to support one another. I totally and completely believe in a community that supports each other. And, we don't have meetings we can go to. So this is kind of how we talk. And so I'm curious, if you're on a GLP-1, which one are you taking? How long have you been taking it? And what has your success been? So anyway, I will see you guys next week, Lord willing. Bye-bye, everybody.